How you guys doing on another Saturday live stream? What is up? Where are you watching from? Welcome to this Saturday's Your Driver Mike live stream, guys. Let's do it. We have a lot to talk about. All right. Welcome. Hey, Your Driver Mike here. Thanks for joining this Saturday live stream. Every Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming from here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And guys, we're going live on Twitter as well. Just like last week, we have a dual streaming setup here. So guys, if you're watching on Twitter, welcome. If you're watching here on YouTube, welcome again. Francisco, first one to join. How's it going? So, as Francisco talks about, we're talking about something kind of controversial, kind of funny, and kind of overall just everything in the thumbnail description of this video. Lots of interesting rides when you sign up to drive for Uber and Lyft. And we're talking about the most awkward, dangerous, scary, weird, odd, funny rides and how to bounce back from them. Francisco says, everyone's had bad rides because some people are just miserable. What does he mean by that? Let's talk about that. We're going to talk about that and more, about how to manage those kind of one-off rides. Guys, I've been driving part-time for Uber and Lyft coming up on 2 years. We're closing in on 2 years and over probably 2,100 rides so far, and I have my fair share of stories, which I've written down for you and I'm going to share for you, and I'd like to hear your stories as well. Hey guys, I want to welcome you here to the live stream as people jump on. A lot of things happening with the channel. As you may have seen recently, we just announced the 500 subscriber giveaway winner for the Falcon F360 dual camera dash cam. That was a $150 dash cam, HD dash cam, that or a $100 gift card to the retailer of their choice. Really excited about that. And as you may be thinking, well, 500 subscribers was quite some time ago and we've doubled that pretty easily. So now we've raced past 1,000 subscribers. So that means we need to do another giveaway, and I'm excited to announce the prize right now for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Francisco says he has a lot of stories as well. We all do, and that's what we're talking about today, guys. This is going to be a fun live stream. We're going to be talking about those stories, sharing those stories together, because we've all had those kinds of stories. Francisco, thanks for joining. I look forward to hearing that. Robert, hey, thanks for joining. Appreciate that. How to deal with the drunk riders. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about that. And again, I had a whole list of awkward, tough, dangerous, weird, cringy rides, and we're going to address how to deal with all of these scenarios. Some of them are going to touch on legal aspects as well, that you need to be doing certain things, and if you don't, there may be some legal issues, there may be bad ratings issues on the Uber side, a lot of that. So yes, Robert, we're going to talk about how to deal with drunk riders. Hey Twitter, how's it going? Thanks for joining if you're watching this on the Twitter live stream. We're on YouTube right now live, and if you have any questions, post them in the live chat. We'll try to get to your questions here, guys. So the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Let's talk about what we're doing here. So you know that we gave away a Falcon F360 for the 500 subscriber giveaway, right? And I think I'm going to lower this just a tad for you guys. There we go. So what are we doing for 1,000? Well, I've partnered with Vantrue, and we're going to be giving away an N2 Pro dash cam from Vantrue. And guys, that is a $200 dash cam. That is a $200 1920 by 1080p HD. It's also a dual cam dash cam, which is really a must. If we're talking dash cams real quick, if we're talking about these rides, and some of them are going to have to deal with safety, you need a dash cam. And I've said that in several videos. Even if you're a personal driver, make sure you have a dash cam just for liability purposes. You can absolutely be a safe driver. I'm always a safe driver on the road. But if someone hits you and you know it's a back and forth of stories, if you have a dash cam, that tells that story very well on video. And the reason you need a dual camera dash cam, because if you are a rideshare driver, you need something that records the interior of the car and the exterior of the car. Why? Again, liability. You want to know that any allegations of bad behavior towards you are documented via dash cam. Now, Keep in mind the single party and dual party consent recording laws. It varies by state. If you just need one person's consent, being you, or if you need two parties, being you and the passengers. Here in PA, you do need two. So if I would record the interior of my vehicle, I would need some kind of signage or just simply say, hey, there's audio and video recording in process. So guys, we're giving away an N2 Pro Vantrue HD cam for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm really excited to partner with Vantrue. I've heard a lot of good things about it. A lot of good things about Vantrue. We're going to be doing a whole review on that. And comparison, which is what I was excited about, is to do a comparison of the Vantrue and the Falcon F360, guys. So how you doing? Where you watching from, guys? Music Prof, hey, thanks for joining again. Joining from Boise, Idaho. Appreciate that. Francisco, Blackview or ThinkWare dash cam? I've heard a lot of good things about Blackview as well. I think we're talking, ultra premium dash cam from what I've seen. That Blackview, I believe, is touching $400. Okay. Now I haven't had my hands on it. I've just seen review videos, so I could just speak to that. And I just noticed that. There we go. We didn't have our little subscribe icon on there. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, by the way, this channel is dedicated to the rideshare space. So if you're a driver, if you're a passenger, if you're someone that just happens to be interested in the rideshare space, consider doing that, subscribe, and join the team here. We do live streams every week, every Saturday. Francisco, yeah, I've heard good things about the Blackview, and maybe that's the next one, right? Maybe we'll do that at 5K, which should only be in a few months because you guys are awesome. And you're growing this channel like crazy. Maybe we'll do a Blackview giveaway if I can partner up with those guys. Yeah, the Blackview or ThinkWare. I haven't seen the ThinkWare specifically, but as we progress on the channel, I'm definitely interested in looking at more dash cams. Really, the more the better, so we can do a lot of side-by-side comparisons. So look for that. All right, guys, let's get right into it. 6 people on the live stream. Really appreciate that, guys. Midnight Rider, hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for commenting. Blackview works great. Yeah, I heard it's a really good, I think it's an even higher res dash cam. I'm not sure if it's 4K, but the Falcon and the N2 Pro are 1080p cameras. So, guys, it's so awkward. It's so cringy. The most dangerous, awkward, and reckless situations when driving. That's what we're talking about today. And hey, guys, speaking of driving, if you want something that's going to maximize your profits, that's going to give you additional income on top of driving Uber and Lyft, a brand new program and a brand new product that is starting to open up throughout the country. You've seen this before. This is Cargo. If you're new to this, check out my recent uploads and sign up with the link below. This is brand new. This is only live in a few markets, but extending to the West Coast soon and the rest of the country by the end of the year. You earn commission off of selling these products, and really there's a lot of good products in here and a lot of good sales messaging in here because part of this is free. A lot of these products are free to passengers. So if you want to make some extra money, up to $150 starting, we'll say starting on average, drivers are doing $150 a month. And top drivers are adding an additional $300 a month. Consider signing up with Cargo, guys. So first things first, we're just going to run down this list, guys. These are my examples, and we're going to pull from some of my stories here about some of my most awkward and dangerous rides. Again, over 2,100 rides. We're going to talk about how to address each one of these, and as I go through this list, and there's a lot of them, guys, add in your stories, add in your insight about how you've dealt with similar situations, or if there's something that relates to it, feel free to leave a comment. I always appreciate the live chat. And if you're watching this in the rebroadcast, you will see, as I bump the table, you will see all the live chat right here, so we can follow all those comments coming in. All right, first one, guys. First one. Actually, this happened last night. Drunks trying to get into your car when it's not their ride. Yeah. So what's going to happen in this situation? And as you may know, I typically drive the bar rush, so 10 p.m. until about 4 a.m. here in Pittsburgh. What happens sometimes is you're sitting outside the bar, and there's tons of people, guys. Here it's the South Side, which you've heard me talk about, and it's on Carson Street. Okay. And from what I believe, Carson Street is really like the second largest strip of bars next to Bourbon Street. To give you a perspective, it's a ton of bars. It's bars on bars on bars on bars for blocks. So there's a ton of people walking around. What happens is you pull up to a curb to stage, to wait for a ride, or if you're waiting on your passenger, and people just start coming up to your car and pulling at your door handles, and they're trying to get in, right? And you're not their ride. You're not their driver. You may not even have a ride request yet. This happened last night. So I pulled up to a curb, just staging. It was just staging, but and then these passengers on both sides started pulling at my door handles, which, as you can imagine, if it's continued, and especially if it starts to get a little aggressive, you kind of worry about something breaking on your car if they're tugging at your door handles. So here's what you do, and here's what I did. Now there's a few things you can do, because I had this happen several other times, guys. I'll give you one sec here. It's a funny story, guys. Is I rolled down my window. I said, "Hey guys, I'm not your driver." And again, they were kind of intoxicated and kind of just looked at me. And I think eventually got the message because they stopped. Now let's talk about something that I encountered a little more resistance from. I was in traffic approaching Market Square, which is downtown Pittsburgh, which is a cobblestone circular square, as the name implies, with a bunch of restaurants and some bars. And I think it was either St. Patrick's or something. A lot of people were out there drinking and hanging around, so I was going to go there for a ride. And there's a few inlets, a few roads that feed into this circle, this roundabout, basically. And it was just slammed with traffic. So I was sitting in traffic, and this, again, very intoxicated gentleman comes over to my car and starts, it was out of nowhere, just starts pulling at my door handles. And I made no, inclination to pull over. Again, I was still in traffic, and it should stand to reason, but again, obviously, always keep your doors locked. And he just starts tugging at my door handles. And in that circumstance, I didn't do anything, and I was waiting for him to leave, okay? And he kept doing it. And I couldn't go anywhere because I was in gridlock, cars in front and back, and he just kept doing it. So he came back around to the front of the car, and I looked at him, and I just kind of signaled. I said, no. In that circumstance, I didn't even want to put my window down because he was worse than the group from yesterday, And again, with safety, guys, if you're going to do anything like that, when I roll down my window, only do it enough to talk to the passengers. Obviously, just for safety reasons, it's better to be safe. And I just motioned to him. I said, no, and be stern, okay? If you are not online, or if they are not your passengers, be stern. Say, no. Put the window down. Say, hey, be firm. I'm not your driver. Stop pulling at my door handles. I'm not your. And what they're going to do sometimes is say, oh, hey, I just need a ride to Oakland. I just need a ride to Shadyside. It's not far. I'll give you cash. And you can see how it gets kind of tricky if you leave that window down. They're just going to come up and talk to you and try to get you to give them a ride off the platform, which, by the way, is not allowed. You cannot give rides off the Uber platform, or Lyft for that matter, and arrange rides for cash. That can get you deactivated. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to say, hey, I can pay with cash. It's really okay. Here, let me catch up with your guys' comments here. Iron Claw 30. I think Iron Claw 30 sums it up very well when they say, it must have felt like zombies around your car. That's a very good description of it. Because, guys, if you've seen the South Side here in Pittsburgh, that Carson Street, there are thousands, hundreds, there's thousands of people walking around. There's bars on either side of that road. It's a major road. That's the place to go here in Pittsburgh, is the south side. And there's just tons of people. And sometimes, when I'm staging, when I'm sitting somewhere and there's bars around, since I'm a parked car, they think no one's in it. And I've had people, stumble into my car. They've hit into my car. I've had people, smack the side of my car for whatever reason. I've had people lean against my car, the back of the car, because again, they think no one's in it. Now, if someone does that, I wouldn't try to beep at them or something. I would just maybe motion to them if you can. I would be afraid of agitating someone, especially, honking at them. But, you can do whatever you see fit, but it does feel like there's a group of zombies somewhat when they surround your car, definitely. Francisco, I've had that happen. That's when I start to never leave my doors unlocked. Yeah, Francisco makes a good point. Let's say you are parked at that curb by the bars, but you're waiting for a passenger. You do have a passenger, so you unlock the doors because you're waiting. You don't want to inconvenience them or whatever. They're coming. They should be a minute away. Obviously, what happens is those passengers that are pulling at your door handles can get into your car and they're not the right passenger. Now, if you're a new driver, pay attention. I've said this in other videos that one of the first things you want to do is confirm the rider name. Simply say, hey guys, what's the ride name under? That is it. They should know every time what the ride name is under, okay? Now, if it's someone requesting for someone else, doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. If it's a male that's entering and it's a female name, same thing. You always want to be sure, because it can be a male entering and a female name because they requested it for them. And I can tell another story. I'll tell it later about what happened last night on a 4.5X on Uber. It's a great story. It's it was an interesting ride, and I think it falls under this here, guys. But that's why you don't leave your doors unlocked, because you can't assume that the person that's going to get into your car is your passenger. So what happens is if you leave the doors locked, someone's going to come up to your car and try to get in. Put the window down a little bit and then confirm the name. Say, hey, what's the ride name under? And then they always tell me, and then you can let them in. Any other thoughts on that? Hey, guys, 9 people in the live stream. That's awesome, guys. Hey, if you're enjoying the live stream, if you enjoy any content on the channel, can you please leave a like on this live stream right here? Not only does that show me you're getting value, but it gets more eyes in here, and it boosts us, and YouTube's algorithm gets more people on the Your Driver team. I'd appreciate that, guys. And hey, anyone else that's had this happen, or you've had some people at the bar trying to get into your car and you're not the right driver, or like I've said, it can even happen when you don't have a ride. Just passengers in general trying to get into your car. Excuse me. We have a lot of good ones, guys. So let me know. Anyone else? Hey, Ironclaw, good question. Can you drive a rider to get fast food? What do you think, guys? Can you drive a rider? There we go. Can you drive a rider to get fast food? I'm going to ask you guys. Can you help Ironclaw 30? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that? Would you? Should you? Can you? Are you allowed to? Benefits? Well, Ironclaw 30, interesting about that is that Lyft recently in Orange County, California, piloted their now infamous, maybe, kind of infamous, taco mode, which would add a fast food destination, specifically Taco Bell, to a passenger's route. So can you? Yes, you can. Are you allowed? Of course. Should you? Strategy-wise, if you're in a high surge level, now we know that miles pay the most. Time does not pay a lot, okay? 15 cents a minute here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, $1.10 a mile, okay? You can only get paid 15 cents a minute, but you get paid $1.10 a mile. And again, if you're on surge, you want to take a lot of miles on surge. That's what's going to pay you. Sitting in a drive-through at 15 cents, even times 4, isn't going to pay you as much as driving 10 miles on a 110 a mile times 4, 440 a mile. So you can, absolutely, but strategy-wise, a lot of drivers do not like doing drive-through runs. Now, I've had some, again, 2,100 rides so far, and I've had a few. And let me better center you guys. There we go. Yeah, I've had a few. Let's see, McDonald's. Oh, guys, here's a really funny story. And this is related to our topic today. This is maybe a cringy ride, an unbelievable ride. It's one of those, like, really rides. So I was in the Bloomfield area of Pittsburgh, going online because there was a high surge. And I get a ping request for down the road, which was great. It was about 2 minutes away, which is an easy pickup. It was on surge, and I was super pumped. Okay, so I get to the pickup destination, and it's from Wendy's at, I don't know, it's probably 1 a.m. or something, let's say. I get to the pickup destination, and the pickup is Wendy's. How is that possible? They're closed. Only the drive-thru is open. Well, as I pull up to Wendy's, there's a group of 4 guys that are standing at the curb at Wendy's, and they wanted me to take them through the drive-thru. And they had to do that because they could not walk through the drive-thru. They couldn't go into the dining room because it was closed. They requested an Uber specifically to take them through the drive-thru at Wendy's. I will never forget that one. I believe they did tip. They did offer me food. We did do the ride, and I know some drivers will say, hey, as soon as I saw them standing there at that curb, I'm gone. I'm driving past them. From the surge level that it was and the time of night, I think it was okay because the big surge was later in the evening from what I remember. But that was a funny ride. They were literally standing at the corner of Wendy's at like 1 a.m. or something because they wanted an Uber to drive them through the drive-thru. Really happened. Let's catch up with you guys. That ride, guys. I can't believe that ride. All right, let's see. Hey, Francisco, it still makes no sense that idiot riders come up to your car because they're too wasted to check your plates. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I've had riders that are, again, the bar crowd guys, exclusively driving the bar crowd. They are pretty intoxicated, pretty much. Remember, they give you the car make, the car model, the license plate, the driver picture, the driver name. That's really all you need, and you could simply check the license plate. But surprisingly, I don't think a lot of passengers check license plates. The first thing they look for, of course, I believe, is the car make and model. But they give you the license plate, John, I appreciate you joining, John. Hey, late as usual, that's okay. Guys, we have a full 90 minutes until 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for this live stream. You have plenty of time, John. Thanks for joining. Let's see, but I remember this time, John says. Oh, you remembered. Good. Okay. Later some other times, maybe. Hey, guys, 11 people. That's awesome. Guys, if you're in this live stream, you're joining a really good live stream. We're sharing some crazy, awkward, dangerous, odd, weird, funny, and comfortable Uber and Lyft rides. All of those. And how to bounce back from them, okay? We just talked about what to do if passengers come to your car and they're not your passenger and they're trying to pull at your door handles. 2, we talked about a ride where I've had passengers that wanted to just go through the drive-thru. That was their Uber ride, basically. I think we dropped them off at an apartment after that, though. Okay, next. And guys, feel free. If you have some crazy stories, if you want to add to anything like this, we talked about some fast food runs. I'm sure some of you guys had some pretty crazy fast food runs. Hey, here's a quick question about fast food runs. Is if you do a fast food run, should passengers offer to get you food as well? Twitter, what do you think? If you're doing fast food runs, should passengers offer to get you some food as well? I'm trying not to block the camera on YouTube. Okay, we're good over here. Yeah, we're good, guys. Okay. Let me know. Oh no, Bart. Bart won. says, I had some lady take her shirt off the other day while in my car and change into different clothes. Pretty awkward. That is pretty awkward, Bart. That is, on the level of awkwardness, having someone change in your car is pretty awkward. I would say that's pretty awkward. And in that circumstance, I would remind them that there's a dash cam in the car and that I would prefer if they not do that. That is very awkward. Thank you for sharing that. Hey guys, real quick, if you want to show your support for the Your Driver team, this shirt, amongst many others, are in the Spreadshirt store. That is shop.spreadshirt.com/yourdrivermike. We have a lot of things related to the channel and entrepreneurial drive, anything to keep you motivated. Check it out if you would like to show your support and rep the Your Driver team. That is shop.spreadshirt.com/yourdrivermike. All right, guys, let's get even more awkward and cringy. Oh, it's so cringy, guys. This list right here. Oh, no. Number 2. Oh, geez. Making out and intimacy. Passenger-wise. Passengers making out and in replacement of any other word, we'll just say intimacy in the car. Has anyone had any bad run-ins with passengers making out or perhaps being a little too intimate in the car? It's so bad just to think about, guys. Oh, it's so bad. Iron City 30, do you do Uber Eats? I have not yet, and there's a few reasons why. We have to look at the commission level taken from Uber Eats, and compared to UberX for me, it's 20%. For new drivers signing up here in Pittsburgh, it is 25%. Uber Eats takes 35%, I believe, 30 or 35%. That is a ton of commission taken. So I think if you master the platform and you can stack multiple deliveries, because I believe you can do that on Uber Eats, it would make more sense. But right now I kind of target in on UberX and especially Lyft, because Lyft has really been picking up here in Pittsburgh. But I'm still curious about Uber Eats and continuing to monitor that because they've been doing some incentives here. But right now I have not done Uber Eats. Guys, have you had any cringy examples of passengers making out or being a little too intimate is all we'll say. Let me think. Oh, I have had passengers that the girlfriend proposed the boyfriend for some acts in the car, we'll say. Keep it family friendly, please. But she proposed some acts to the boyfriend in the car on the ride. And I am glad he declined, because if he didn't decline, I would have declined and or kicked him out if that escalated. But yeah, I had that happen, and I'm trying to think of some others. I may have some others here. Hey, Francisco, riders should definitely offer you something in the drive-thru, and typically from what I've had, those few rides that I've done drive-thru runs, they have offered. I know at least once or twice they did not offer, and that really stings. Even if I'm not hungry, it's kind of nice, you know, because I've declined before. Those guys, remember, our Wendy's group, our Wendy's crew that wanted to do the drive-thru, they did offer, yeah. They were rowdy and pretty pumped up on energy, but they were nice enough. They did offer. Hey, William, what's up, Mike? Hey, how's it going? William O'Brien joining. Appreciate it. Hey, William, we're talking about, and anyone else joining the live stream, passengers that make out and passengers that are trying to be a little intimate in the car. What do you guys do? Have you had this happen? Okay, so here's what I do. Again, there's a few things you can do. We'll take that ride that I had, for example, where the girlfriend was trying to propose the boyfriend some stuff in the car. Be firm and say, hey, no, guys, not in the car. You know, we're not doing anything like that in the car. I'm going to get you to your point safely, you know, et cetera, et cetera. You can also say, you know, hey, guys, not in the car. We're not doing anything like that, okay? I do have a dash cam here, just so you know. There you go. And again, if it escalates, it's your car. It's your vehicle. You're in control of the ride. If they push, if they escalate, kick them out. End the ride. Safely, at a safe place, you know, but Yeah, do not let that happen in your car. Um, if it would escalate, that's what I would do. I would end the ride safely, in a populated area. Hey, Jimmy from Pittsburgh, how's it going? Appreciate it. Jimmy joined another live stream. That's awesome. Francisco, passengers that make out in the back seat get an automatic 1-star because the car is for transportation, not a effing hotel room, hotel bedroom. Yeah, it's a car, not a hotel bedroom. Yeah, I mean, I can look the other way on a few things. It depends if someone making out in your back seat offends you or something. If it's excessive, if it's continued, if it's prolonged. If it's like a 5-second thing, then it's like, okay, we're just going to keep driving. But if it gets, prolonged and escalated, yeah, not happening. Iron Claw, that's a good question. Yeah, we have something like that on the list, Iron Claw 30. What about passengers fighting? Yeah, I can tell that story next if you like, guys. Because we have another example of that. Hey guys, if you're new to this live stream, if you just jumped on here, this channel is dedicated to the rideshare space. If you're a driver, a passenger, or someone just interested in the rideshare space, consider subscribing. Hey guys, if you are a driver, if you have not done so already, sign up for cargo with the links below. This is coming to a market near you. A lot of markets that are already active. New York, Boston, parts of Detroit, Chicago. You can get commissions off of selling these products, and a lot of these products are free to passengers, and you still get commission on those products. You still get commission on the free products that they take. So this is all free. The unit, the products, the resupply, it's all free to you. Check it out. It's cargo. The links are below. I encourage you to sign up to have one first when they come to your market. All right, guys, let's get into it. Hey, Tracy, thanks for joining. Hey, Mike, she says. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate that. All right, let's move on from the awkward, cringy, kissing, making out, intimacy. Yeah, let's move on from that and get even cringier. Oh, it's getting more cringy, guys. Okay. Well, this one isn't that bad. You know what? We have a list here. Let's talk about what Iron Claw was asking here. Passengers fighting. And we mentioned this in another video. It's a video titled How to Deal with Bad Passengers. It was an older video that we did. So how do you deal with fighting passengers? My story actually relates to how they wanted to fight me. Let's tell this story. Bart 1, signed up for cargo last week. Takes like 3 minutes at most. Yeah, guys, there you go. Quick sign-up process. Again, they're not in a ton of markets right now, but the demand is absolutely crazy right now. People are signing up every single day because the product is free. You get commission on the sale products and the free products. The unit, the LED lit unit, the resupply, the products, everything is free. So it's getting really popular. So if you're interested in making possibly $150 to $300 extra a month, consider signing up. Especially if you're a full-time driver. Guys, you can make a lot of sales if you're a full-time driver. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining. Let's see what Michael says here. Okay, Michael says, I just had this lazy, out-of-shape girl give me a bad rating for taking too long to get her to the airport, downtown to airport, 17 minutes. So it took you 17 minutes to get from downtown to the airport. That's what I'm reading. That's pretty efficient, we'll say. That's a pretty clean ride, 17 minutes from downtown to the airport. That's a good time. That's not too slow at all. So Michael, anyone else joining this live stream? Oh, we're talking about cringy, bad, awful, uncomfortable, odd, weird, funny rides today. And right now we're talking about what to do if passengers are fighting. And in my story, what happens when they want to fight their Uber driver? That's me. Yeah. So here's what happened. So I picked up a group. It was 2 guys and 1 girl. And we were going, I don't know, it was east of South Side of Carson Street. And if you continue on Carson Street, all the way east, away from the bars, you just keep going. There's no street lights. It goes parallel to the river and some train tracks, and that's it. And it's just dark. Okay, so you're basically alone. There's no street lights or anything, and we're driving to their destination. And I guess he was an angry drunk or something because he was right behind me, which makes it even worse. I'm sure you guys know, especially if you have those single passengers and they sit right behind you, out of your kind of field of vision by themselves, you get maybe a little uncomfortable. But there was more passengers in this example. But the one guy was sitting right behind me. And all he was saying, well, he was talking to his friends, but all he was saying was that how he wanted to fight someone, how he just wanted to hit someone right now. Okay? And then he brought me into it. He talked to me. He's like, he got my name. He's, oh, what's your name? I said, oh, my name's Mike. He's like, yeah, man. Don't you just want to I just want to fight someone right now. I just want to hit someone. He's like, and he said some other stuff I can't remember. It was the most odd thing for someone to say that, I think. So what we talk about in that dealing with bad passengers is about deflection. Let me catch up with you guys real quick. Michael, someone wanted to fight me, kind of. It was really weird. Jimmy, I have my passenger listening to your Bronco. Am I reading that right? Okay. So, yeah, he said, I just want to fight someone. I just want to hit someone, I think he said right now or something like that. I don't know. It's all about deflection. So, people, A, like talking about themselves. B, it can be kind of easy to deflect someone who's heavily intoxicated to get their mind thinking about something else. C, make them look good and they'll feel good. Okay, talk about their interests. So what I did was I said, oh, cool, man. Do you do MMA? Do you do any fighting like that? I have a buddy that does that. Boom, deflection. You don't want to fight someone. You don't want to fight me. You just like fighting, right? Do you do MMA? Do you do fighting? And he starts thinking about fighting, right? If he does that, he's going to start talking about everything that he does for MMA. If he doesn't do that, maybe he started thinking about, maybe I do want to do that. I have been looking to sign up for that. Oh yeah, my one guy does it. My one buddy has that MMA gym. So their mind, you're going to start deflecting, and he's going to start thinking about 10 other things other than oh yeah, I was talking about I wanted to fight someone. I should fight someone. I should sign up for an MMA class. Okay, and it's all deflection. It's everything they say. If they say anything at you, especially violently, and it wasn't excessive. Okay, it was not excessive. Deflect it. Let it. Nothing hits you. Nothing hits you. Everything goes around you or deflects off of you. Let's say if you want to, illustrate it. Anything they say, oh yeah, you like to. If they're talking about, I don't know, extreme cases like weapons or something. If they like, guns, knives, just start talking about collections or something. Say, oh yeah, oh wow, my coworker is really into shooting. Do you do any shooting ranges around here? Or oh yeah, my buddy does hunting a lot. Do you hunt around here? There's a lot of good hunting up in the X area. So I can't even think of an area for hunting here in Pennsylvania. But yeah, oh yeah, the hunting up in that area there is pretty good. Do you do that at all? Just completely deflect away from any violent, what's the word? Inferences. Okay. Any violent thoughts at all, deflect it to a hobby, an interest. Talk about them. Let's see here, guys. Michael, I tell people not to sit behind me when it's just them. That's just weird. Michael, bro, call me. I got your back. I'd whip his, but so you wouldn't get deactivated. We stick together, guys. We stick together, huh? Man. Okay, so to Michael's point, I tell people not to sit behind me when it's just them. It's weird. Yeah, it can be kind of uncomfortable. And again, hey, it's your business, guys. You can tell passengers within reason, as long as you're following the terms of service for either platform. You can tell them to do whatever, if you feel more comfortable with them sitting, the other seat. Now, if it's a female passenger, I definitely understand that, for safety, they may feel safer sitting directly behind you, whatever. I don't really even think about that. I try to think about, expert navigation and customer service. But yeah, if it's just a male by itself, or maybe they look a little bit imposing, maybe if they're a bigger guy and they sit directly behind you, that can make you feel kind of uncomfortable. Now, I will say, guys, if you're concerned about that, I think that's only 3% of rides. I have not had, a lot of single passengers, I guess, that are looking to cause trouble, maybe. Not even that, because they're not looking to cause trouble. But 3% of passengers that will sit directly behind you by themselves. Because I think most everyone understands it's kind of weird, it's kind of awkward, and there's no reason to do that. And at the very minimum, you should have some kind of interpersonal communication. Sit diagonally so they can at least see the person if they want to communicate, or sit next to the person, of course, if they're feeling more comfortable. So any other questions about that? Yeah, if you have any issues about passengers fighting, now let's talk about, well, hey, what if they're fighting with each other? If they're fighting with each other. And I've had couples fight. I had a pair of sisters that really, really got into it. They were screaming at each other. Now, it's never led to blows from my experience. No one's ever hit each other, but that one couple, or the one group of sisters especially, got really heated, and it was a long ride too. What I would do is, again, remind them of the dash cam. Say, hey guys, just to let you know, we do have video and audio recording in progress right now, okay? I don't want anyone fighting in this car, okay? No one's fighting in this car, guys. If you guys start fighting, if it escalates, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the car. I'm going to have to end the ride. I'm going to have to pull over, etc. Okay? Just for everyone's safety in the car, I don't want you guys fighting in the car, okay? And I would only interject if it gets really bad, okay? Like for the sisters there, people have their personal things going on. Do not interject. You're the driver. You're just an expert in the navigation and service when need be. I would not interject. Let them do what they need to do. And they were arguing. Arguing is fine. That's natural. Now, if it leads to blows, if someone starts hitting each other, interject. Okay. If the yelling or arguing is getting to you, if it's making you feel uncomfortable, you can say something at that point. I would be, professional and kind of calm when you say that and say, hey guys, I'm sorry. It's just the arguing is kind of making me feel a little uncomfortable. I just want to focus on giving you guys a good ride, making sure that I can focus on the navigation, okay? And just say that, if it is getting to you. Let's catch up with you guys. Hey, Michael, appreciate all the comments. Michael, a good general rule I do is I put my seats so far back that they can't squeeze in. If it's a single person, right? If you see a single person coming in, maybe. Timothy, hey, I need to catch up with your comment up there. Timothy, yeah, people who just stare at you, crazy. Yeah, I've had some awkward rides, guys. I've had some people, one guy in particular, who just kind of stared. Well, he didn't. He was talking to me, but I think we talked about that in another video too. All right, guys. Moving on. Any other questions about fighting and how to deal with passengers that are fighting? Hey, 14 people in the live stream. Thanks for joining, guys. You guys are awesome. Hey, if you're liking the live stream so far, if you're enjoying hearing about my crazy, awkward stories, dangerous stories, we'll say, can you leave a like on the live stream? Shows me that you get value from the live stream. Boosts us in YouTube's algorithm, gets more people on the Your Driver team. I appreciate that, guys. Hey, Twitter, how's it going? I see you guys up there. We're live streaming on both platforms. How's it going, guys? All right, let's see. Michael, when I first started and was still on XL, some guy ordered an XL. And I kid you not, he sat in the third row by himself. I took a picture and sent it to Uber at the time in case he was doing drugs. Yeah, hey, Michael, anyone on XL, this is an interesting idea. I haven't really seen this talked about. Is XL drivers, you're driving a big Denali, or a big 3-row SUV. You can't see really far back in those back seats. What would you guys think about doing a mid-row dash or camera, let's say, it's not a dash cam, a mid-row surveillance camera mounted, on the ceiling or something? There's some very, very small, not hidden, but very minimalist style cameras, for security. I've never really heard that discussed, but doing kind of a mid-row camera. Some larger SUVs, they have that, instrument cluster on the ceiling, AC and whatnot. Maybe mounting it there. Like using something the size of a rear view camera, for a car and mounting it up there. Now it can't be, a fisheye lens like some rear view cameras, but doing something like that maybe, and posting more signage up there in that second row of seats. Give me one sec here. Let's catch up with your comments. See, I knew this live stream was going to have a lot of questions. You guys are posting a ton of questions in the comments, which is awesome. Hey guys, if you are just joining this live stream, feel free to post a comment there. That live chat shows all of your live comments to anyone watching the rebroadcast. Oh, hey guys, also, since we have passed 1,000 subscribers, Super Chats are now active. You can show your extra special appreciation and send a Super Chat if you would like. That is only available on desktop or laptop, just so you know, you can't do it via mobile. But if you would like, consider sending a Super Chat. They're highly appreciated. A lot of questions, guys. Okay, so Michael says, how do you handle when you pick up a passenger, they say hi, but after that, they don't say another word of English? Yeah, I've had a lot of that, a lot of international passengers that will speak entirely in a different language, or, a mix between English and a different language. Nothing. I don't do anything other than focus on the navigation, especially. In some aspects, it's kind of nice because I know that, I'm not being pulled into a conversation or they're not asking my opinion about anything. So I can primarily just focus on driving or just relax. If it's a ride or a route that I do a lot, I can just kind of relax on that ride. So nothing out of the ordinary for that. Tracy, why can't Uber take out taxis? Oh, taxes. Sorry. That's a good question. Maybe some kind of legal or accounting thing for, withholding taxes. It may vary by state. It may vary by what classification you're in. If you do a W-2, job and rideshare or just rideshare. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert in the tax space. It would be nice if they could automatically take out taxes. Would that also qualify us as employees, though? Maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm just, putting that out there. Hey, Timothy, thanks for commenting. I have a caravan and frequently experience customers trying to squeeze in 7 or even 8 people. How do you handle it? If you see a larger group of, on any platform, UberX or Uber XL, if you see a group approaching the car, that is more than you can take. I see 5 people approaching my car that can only fit 4 passengers, or in your case, if you see 7 or 8 people approaching your caravan that can only take 6, leave the doors locked. Okay, roll the window down, front passenger window just a little bit. Say, hey guys, I can only take 6. Is that okay? I can only take 6. We're not moving. I'm not taking more than 6. Excuse me. Sorry, Twitter. I didn't mute you guys. Yeah, just say that. Say, guys, I can only take 6. I can only take 4. We're not moving. If there's more people than that, okay? And do that. And if they get in, they say, yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. If they still try to sneak in people, don't move. Say, guys, I told you I can only take 6. Someone's got to go. You got to request another, a second car. Do something. I'm not moving. I can't take more than 6, more than 4. And it's tough because sometimes, what they're going to say is, oh, come on, man. Like, it's one more person. You have plenty of room back here. No one's going to see. Your windows are tinted, guys. They could give you every excuse under the sun. Doesn't matter. You never know. You never know. I mean, if your windows are tinted, I get it because no one can see inside. But you never know that maybe you drop off in a populated area, by a bunch of bars or stadium or something. You never know if an officer is sitting outside and they're doing some kind of sting and they're counting how many people come out of the car. Okay. Now, I know it seems far-fetched, but they could be looking for a lot of things. They could be looking for, trade dress or permits. Some markets you need certain licensing, They could be looking for expired plates, anything. And a part of that could be making sure that rideshare drivers aren't taking too many passengers. They could be looking for several things. You never know. And it's not worth the ticket, however much that ticket may be. Someone told me once that it's $100 for each extra passenger that you put in there. You could easily be like a $200 ticket or something like that. It's not worth it. Simon NC, hey, thanks for commenting. Appreciate it. We don't have Super Chat for iPhone users on YouTube. I think it's only on Android or using a laptop. Exactly right. Yeah, if you're an iOS user, you can't send Super Chat, which is basically a tip for live streamers on iPhone. Android, I'm not sure. Maybe they did add it for Android, but you can definitely add a Super Chat on a laptop. Excuse me, today, guys, I tell you. A laptop or a desktop. Yeah, if you'd like to do so, I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, Michael, it's never worth a dollar amount. It's not, trying to crowd in more passengers. Excuse me, guys. Michael says, I hate it when they say that we are our own boss, then we get rated. How's that for an oxymoron? Yeah, I mean, again, if you know your roads well enough, if you provide good, service, you're going to have no problem maintaining a decent rating. Once you get any number of rides in, 50, 100, 200 rides, you're going to start looking at your ratings less and less and less. If you're doing, if you have a rating that is a 4.6, 4.7, a lower rating, there is probably something that you're doing that you may not realize that's getting you a lower rating. Okay. I think the biggest things are navigation, is making wrong turns that you'll get docked for. Perhaps, dirty vehicles, and then poor customer service. Okay. But again, if you have decent service, if you're a good driver, if you know if you can follow the navigation, you'll be fine on ratings. Hey Simon, earlier, first time catching you on the live stream. What's up? I tried to chat in Aaron's live stream, your personal driver. All right. Okay, let's scroll down. You have a lot of comments, guys. It's awesome. Hey, 17 people. As we near the 1 hour mark, again, guys, we have 90 minutes at least for this live stream today. So I appreciate it. Feel free to leave a comment. Catching up with you guys. Michael, what happens when you have that odd vehicle that seats 5, not including the driver? Does that still XL? That would be up to Uber. I'm not sure what qualifies. But if there's a certain vehicle that has a certain amount of seats, if it's over 4, it should fit the XL criteria. Okay, but again, there's a whole list of what qualifies and what doesn't qualify. I know that there's some odd vehicles that don't qualify. I'm trying to think which one. The Versa, maybe? I don't know. But it has to have, legally the right number of seat belts is the main thing. Okay. Hey, Ron, thanks for joining. Ron says, hey, Mike. Oh, Timothy, you have Android. You can send Super Chat. That's awesome. I'm glad YouTube added that. Okay, so if you have an Android phone, you can now send Super Chats. That's awesome. I'm curious to check on my iPhone. We're live streaming on Twitter. How's it going, Twitter? Maybe they just added it to iOS. That'd be awesome. All right. You guys' comments are flying. Ron says, some people rate low just because they're jerks. Yeah, it could be a lot of things, complaining about certain. Now, remember, we just had that update from Uber about that ratings protection. So if riders do rate you low for things that are out of your control, like pricing, you won't get docked for that, which is pretty good. The live chat is on fire today, guys. You can see here a lot of, we can all relate to these kind of stories. Yeah, John says, I picked up 3 drunk girls one night, gave me the wrong pickup point. So he called, and they were in another part of town, found them, and then he came out of the club with pieces of pizza. Yeah. And guys, if the pickup destination is wrong, I wouldn't go to the new pickup destination if it's exceptionally far. I had one that was downtown Pittsburgh, and they were in that south side, which would take me about like 12 minutes to get there. So since it is the passenger error, you may just want to get that cancellation fee if applicable. You should get paid for your time. And it was their error to put in the wrong address. Everyone's always curious about what's in the shaker cup. It's always supplements, guys. It's always we're heading to the gym after this live stream here. More supplements. This is a fat burner, and last time we had a post workout. It's typically supplements, that or water. Or sometimes we have Starbucks here. So, oh my gosh, you guys are flying in the comments. It's awesome. Hey, if you want to have great ratings and less drama, work the morning shift. Simon says. Yeah, those morning shifts, guys. Hey, airport runs starting at like 4 a.m., at least here in Pittsburgh. Check your local airports to see when the first departures are. But if you get up early, those 4 a.m. airport runs, it's quiet. Passengers are sleepy. It's pretty predictable rides. Yeah, a lot less drama, Simon says. Surge, that's the thing with Surge is it may surge more at night. But then again, maybe not. A year ago, it surged a lot more at 4 or 5 a.m. for those airport runs. And the market's changed. Remember, your market's always going to change. That's why you need to ABC, always be checking your app. Because trends are going to change. Maybe the airport times aren't going to surge as much. Maybe the bar rush is going to. It does change. Hey, Timothy, I'm 3,000 rides in, maintained a 4.95 rating. Worked a Friday night, and I usually don't. Ended up with a 4.7 later that night. Just drunks. Hey, Timothy, that's really good. Excuse me, guys. 3,000 rides and a 4.95. That's really good. That's a good rating. Good job. Hey, Michael, I can echo this. Michael says, I've been seeing a lot of Google cars mapping around the city lately. Yeah, guys. And I think there was something on like TechCrunch or something that said, I think, was it Apple? I think it's Apple, Michael. Apple or Google? I think it's Apple. I think I've seen some Apple cars outfitted with some kind of mapping technology. Maybe I'm not remembering it correctly. It may have been Google. But they look different. I feel like they were Apple cars. I don't know. But all right. Let's see, guys. Ron, are we going to now get notified if it's our fault why we get a low rating? Passengers are prompted with questions asking them why they left a low rating. So if they left a 3 or lower, Uber's going to say, well, what was it? Was it navigation, service, car was messy, incorrect route? But as far as us being notified, no, I can't think of anything. Because obviously there's our rating screen. Now, if you click on your rating screen, click on your rating, you can see the breakdown of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 stars. But feedback, no, I don't think there's anything. Maybe we will. Well, there's reported issues. If a passenger formally reports an issue, that's going to be flagged on your account. If you get 1 or 2 here and there, don't worry about it. Continued patterns need to be improved, though. But that's the only notification we should get. Michael Tavares is definitely BCAA. It's always BCAA. It's in lean mode, right? I think we've had this before. It may have some BCAAs in it, guys. I honestly don't know. I need to look at the ingredients. Michael, yeah, it might be Apple. The little white vans, yeah, they were white vans. I think they are Apple vehicles, which was interesting because, again, I think TechCrunch or someone noticed that, and they're like, Apple, what are you doing here? What's going on here? Because it wasn't Google, right? You see Google mapping, you're like, oh, yeah, it's Google mapping, but let's see. All right, we're finally caught up with you guys. All right, awesome. Hey, John D, I just made 800 rides after 9 weeks. Nice, you're coming up on 1,000 rides there. Any takeaways? Any takeaways about how to deal with tough, awkward, dangerous, funny rides? Let's jump back into that. Wow, 21 people on the live stream. That's awesome, guys. Hey, leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream so far. Okay, so let's move on. Next on the list. And today we're talking about the most awkward, dangerous, funny, you get the point, rides. Ah, aha. These are so funny, guys. Oh, they're so bad. Well, we talked about making out and intimacy with passengers. What about those passengers that have a number one fan? They knew it when they saw it. That's you. What about passengers that flirt with their driver or worse, right? Or touching, you know? Have you had drivers that are a little too flirty, a little too handsy with you as a driver? Hey, Simon, by the way, Juno got bought by Get Black on my market. Well, I know, yeah, Juno did get acquired by Get, which is a European rideshare company. It is now Juno by Get. That's the name now. But it's still an active platform operating by itself, as far as I last heard. Hey, Ron, 500 rides in 4 months. Nice, guys. Okay, so what do you do if a passenger is a little too handsy, a little too flirty with you? Okay, same kind of thing. Okay, same thing that we dealt with the passenger behavior is remind passenger. Well, yeah, a passenger that there is a dash cam with audio and video recorded in progress. Let them know that you're focusing on driving, focusing on the GPS, trying to provide them good service, and again, trying to stop that behavior. Okay. Ron says, well, we asked you guys if you've had passengers try to hit on you, flirt with you, or be too handsy. Ron says, absolutely, all the time, but I'm a dead, sexy, 43-year-old, bald, chubby guy. Haha, love it. You guys are so funny. Man, it happens, guys. It happens, and I've heard other drivers where, passengers would put their hands on their leg or something, or just something really cringy like that. Or worse. Yeah, remember, guys, months ago, Uber told passengers, what does this say about the Uber platform? Uber had to tell passengers to not hit on their drivers, basically. I believe the messaging did say the same for drivers, but I think it was really passenger focused that said, hey, just a reminder, there's no, not to be any physical touch between drivers and passengers, nothing like that. That can get you deactivated from the Uber. Everything in the terms of service says may get you deactivated from the Uber platform. That's the tagline basically in the terms of service. This may get you deactivated, or this may get you deactivated. But yeah, no physical contact. Yeah, nothing like that. Simon, that's you keep it professional. That's what you do. And guys, yeah, I advise you to do the same when you're driving. Always keep it professional, because especially if you're driving those the bar crowd, those patrons have been drinking. They're heavily intoxicated. If you don't have a dash cam, especially, okay, if you do anything while you're driving, if you do anything off the platform, whatever, these rides are tracked on Uber and Lyft via GPS. It is attached to your profile, your name. Do not do anything that is a risk, behavior-wise, anything like that, even after the ride is over, okay? You're dealing, again, with the bar crowd, with heavily intoxicated passengers. Be smart. Be professional, okay? Do not do otherwise. And I'm just going to say that. That's all I'm going to say. Keep it professional. There's reasons why you need to keep it professional, and never do anything other than that, okay? And I think you know what I'm talking about as far as protecting yourself, okay? All right, guys, let's see here. Michael, I usually flirt back. Friendly fun, no harm, no foul. Plus, I usually tip. Hey, there's nothing wrong with providing good service. Yeah, I am happily, what's the word, guys? In a relationship with my wonderful girlfriend, Mackenzie, who we will be, oh my gosh, tongue twisters today, guys. We will be going to San Diego in just a few weeks here. Very happy with her. I'm all set. All right, Simon, flirting back gives the wrong message. Keep it simple and clear. To your passenger, no touching, no flirting, because you never know. A lot of people get deactivated because of silly things. I will agree with the messaging. Yeah, if you flirt back, it can be kind of tricky, sending the wrong messaging. Now, I get what Michael's saying. If it's no harm, no foul, if it's just kind of something innocent. Now, I'm obviously not going to do that. Probably not going to get you deactivated. Probably not going to lead to anything. But if I were you, I would play it safe. I'd rather just err on the side of caution. Hey, DMT Lewis, joining from New York City. Haven't seen you in a while. Appreciate you joining. Okay, DMT, what's the base fare in your area? It's $172 in New York City. I'll have to check because, of course, now we know that Uber shows you the net revenue. Before, they would show you the gross revenue. Uber would say, hey, base fare is like, I don't know, $560 or whatever it is. Now it's showing you the net, so it's after commissions. Okay, I don't want to get you the wrong number. I'll have to check on that. Michael, true, I'll be okay in life if I ever got deactivated. Yeah, I'll think so. Michael drives a Tesla, so I think Michael's doing okay in life. We're getting one soon, guys. Tesla Model 3, I think, is our next one in a couple of years. Okay, let's see. Simon, back in the days, it doesn't matter how many rides you did. I've seen people getting in trouble with Uber and Lyft doing over 5,000 rides and got deactivated. Why is that? Again, guys, it only takes one report of inappropriate behavior for Uber and Lyft to investigate. If there's any alleged behavior towards you as a driver, the first thing that Uber and Lyft are going to do is put you in timeout. They're going to deactivate your account indefinitely until they can resolve it. If you're a full-time driver especially, that income is gone. Okay, you can't make any more income because Uber is going to time you out. They're going to deactivate you while they look into it. You guys are funny. This subject is funny. Got a lot of good comments in here. Yeah, Simon, best protection, invest in a dash cam. That's the best investment you'll ever do. Yeah, guys, and let me do this for you guys. If you guys want to check out something, I'm sending you something right now. So I'm sending in the live chat here the camera that we're going to be giving away. And I'm sending you guys the camera that I use if you want to check this out. And just a heads up, guys, with our Amazon links, those are affiliate links, just so you know if you shop through those links. But we're giving away that Vantrue N2 Pro, and you'll see the Falcon F360 there. Invest in a dash cam if you don't have one already. I mean, it's $150 spread over. Okay. How long do you plan on driving a car? I'll ask you guys over on Twitter. How long do you plan on driving a car in general? 1 year? 5 years? 10 years? How long do you plan on driving a car? It's probably decades. It's probably going to be decades until you stop driving a car, okay? Unless the way of the future comes eventually, we all have self-driving cars. No. You're probably going to be driving a car for decades, okay? The investment of $150 over 1 year is 365 days divided by $150, okay? If you're going to be driving for years and decades in general, it doesn't even have to be rideshare driving, you're going to be spending just $150 or $200 on a dash camera to protect you, to have documentation for your driving for the next who knows how many years, okay? Until that thing breaks, okay? You're going to get years out of it. So to make the one-time investment of $150, $200, drive a touch more, Uber and Lyft, just drive a little bit more just to make a little bit more money for it and, make the investment because that's what it is, guys. I've had that thing, the Falcon, for over a year. And it's fantastic because it's up there. It's already installed. I don't have to do anything. It records automatically. that's it. It's super easy. And I spent the money one time because I know it was a good safety measure, right? Ron, nice one. I'm driving a lot of nights looking into the Blackview 650 dual infrared. And guys, check out that Vantrue N2 Pro because the Vantrue team did just add some infrared features. And what that does is allow some night vision if you're driving at night. And recording the interior of the cabin, you need some basically invisible light to illuminate the cabin at night. All right, next subject, guys. Let's get more cringy, more awkward, because we love talking about these crazy rides. Let's see what our next subject is. Yeah, common, guys, common. And you've heard us talk about this. Passengers carrying in beer, bar drinks, handles of liquor. I've had it happen. Let's talk about this. Open containers. They're bringing in beer, cans of beer. They're literally bringing in drinks from the bar, which I've always thought, why aren't staff screening people when they leave the bars to make sure they don't have drinks in their hand? Okay. Now, from what I've seen, when I go out, the bouncers are typically, monitoring traffic outside, making sure people don't come in because the bar is closing. People are leaving all the time. There's typically at least one security guard, bouncer that are watching people leave, but they should be screening for drinks. But passengers may carry drinks from the bars or complete bottles, handles of liquor. What do you think, guys? So here's my story about this. I was picking up a group, I think it was 3 or 4, in a suburb of Pittsburgh, about 15, 20 minutes away from the bars, and they're going to the bars. And let me just reset Twitter there, okay? And they're going to the bars. And one of the girls has an open container of beer, So what do you do there? Immediately you say, hey, that's not coming in here. I'm sorry. You cannot bring that in here. You're going to have to drink it now or throw it away. I cannot drive you guys with an open container. And, it's really, you need to always predict objections, what they're going to say about it. They're obviously going to say, oh, come on, I need to bring it in. It's not that big of a deal. The other driver let me do it. It's fine. It's not fine, okay? And it's your ticket. It's your ticket if they bring an open container in the car. Bar drinks. Passengers that bring in bar drinks, for whatever reason, I can never understand that. They're carrying a legit cup full of alcohol, and it can spill everywhere. It's going to spill everywhere, of course. Same thing. Now, I've had passengers that would bring in, clear cups, and I'll ask them, what's in it. And, it looks like water, and I'll ask them, I'll say, hey, what is that? That can't come in here if it's alcoholic. And they'll say, no, it's just water. What are you going to do there? Okay. You kind of have to trust them. I know it's not the best, but you're not going to do anything else. You can't say, let me taste it, right? So if they say it's water, but, and I've had groups that try to bring a handle. That group that I was talking about, they had the open container of beer, and then they also had, I believe, like a whole handle too that they're trying to sneak in. That's why I always say you have to scan each and every passenger, watch their hands, watch if they're trying to tuck something away. What do you think, guys? How many of you have had this happen before? And let me answer this question. Well, aren't they allowed to bring in, wine for a BYOB? Can't they bring in a case of beer if they're going to a picnic or something? They can. Yeah, and obviously it needs to be closed, okay? And secondly, ideally it should be in the trunk, okay? Cases of beer, if it's a wine bottle that's, partially consumed and they just close it because they're bringing it to dinner, ideally it should go in the trunk. In practice, it's probably not always going to happen. But with cases of beer especially, maybe a good idea to do that. But, that's just the ideal. For security purposes, I don't think that's really going to happen in practice, but that's what I try to do. Any thoughts, guys? Have you had passengers try to carry in open containers? What's the worst? And I have had a group that did sneak in a whole bottle of liquor once that I did not see. It was a couple months after I first started driving, so I wasn't scanning the passengers as thoroughly as I do now. Any thoughts, guys? Or we're going to move on. No thoughts on our liquor trips here, guys. Hey guys, if you're just joining, if you like the content so far and you want to rep your driver team, check out this Your Driver Team Join the Team shirt. If you would like one, it is on our Spreadshirt store. That is shop.spreadshirt.com/yourdrivermike. This plus a lot of other pretty cool shirts, guys. If you want to rep the Your Driver Team, it is shop.spreadshirt.com/yourdrivermike. Hey, Ron, nice. Okay, that's pretty cool. I had a bar. Oh, I thought you said. Okay, I thought you said you were a bar owner. I had a bar owner bring in an actual glass of a mixed drink with ice, and I told him no. He chugged it. Understood. Yeah, I've had that. I've had passengers bring in a beer. Okay, I had a passenger that I was picking up in Shadyside. One block off of the bars in Shadyside. And he had a single open container of beer. A single open container. I said, as always, don't make any exceptions, guys. Don't make any exceptions. I said, I can't come in here. And he was kind of more upset. Doesn't matter. And he just chugged it, basically. Timothy, work hard, play real hard. Love it. I'm in Milwaukee. Okay. So I see plenty of it. I hear you guys. Yeah, always follow state laws. I think someone told me that open containers are allowed in a certain state. I don't know. Again, I'm not in the legal space, but always follow any state laws about open containers. Hey, what's our next thing here, guys? I want to make sure we get everything in here. We're going to fly past that one. Let me go down the list here for you and let me know what you want to talk about. We have angry passengers, passengers that may have just been thrown out of the bar. Loneliness, passengers who may have just broken up with a significant other, or usually male passengers who got shut down at the bar. The big three. Do you know what the big three are? The big three, how to deal with passengers talking about religion, money, or politics. Intimidation. Although, let me say, very rare from what I've seen and kind of a stigma, more so when Uber first started, but intimidation from taxi drivers or really any other, driving company, let's say, competition, intimidation. Here's a good one. We may want to talk about this one next. What do you do with passengers who pass out in your car and won't wake up at the destination? Lastly, throw up. Oh, come on. We've done a live stream about how to document, how to deal with a passenger that's thrown up on the Uber platform. Look for that video. It's a great live stream, very comprehensive. If you're unsure what to do when a passenger throws up, yeah. But let me know if any of these stand out to you guys. My vote is for passed out passengers who won't wake up at the destination, and I've had this happen. Okay, let me know. So what do? You get to your destination and your passenger will not wake up. Michael, I typically don't drive nights and I'm short-tempered, so I just choose to avoid that crowd. Love it. Hey, Michael, you are on Uber Select in Pittsburgh, right? I'd kind of be interested in taking a ride in the Tesla and maybe talking to you about the Tesla there. I believe you're in Pittsburgh. I'm currently in Greenfield though. Maybe send me a message, and I've never taken an Uber Select. And obviously, I'm looking at a Tesla. I'd be interested in checking out the Tesla. So, guys, you get to the destination, especially if it's a longer ride. You pick up from the bar crowd, and notice what a lot of these are relating around is the bar crowd. A lot of the crazy Uber stories don't come from airport runs. They don't come from errands during the week. They don't come from the post-work or lunch rush. They come from the bar crowd. Hey, Ron says, call the cops if they can't get up. Michael, yeah, but I'll hook you up off the app. LOL. Come on. I'll let you drive it. Haha. Hey, let's do it. Let's do a test run. Yeah, my email's in my profile. I'd be interested. Again, just talking about the Uber Select in general. Yeah. I can't swing for the Model S though, or the Model X. So I think I'll have to stay on the Model 3 Tesla platform. Yeah, Ron says call the cops. Okay. Hey, Dano, thanks for joining. Yeah, Dano, we were on the your personal driver live stream last night. Dano, I appreciate you joining. Dano joins most every live stream. That's awesome. Glad that you're in here. So yeah, Dano, anyone else joining the live stream? We're talking about those most awkward, cringy, dangerous, funny, odd, weird rides on the Uber and Lyft platform. What do if you get to your destination and your passenger won't wake up? What do you do? And again, a lot of this has to do with the bar crowd. Ron says call the cops. Ron says love Teslas. Yeah, I see them around here in Pittsburgh. And I'm sure I'm going to see a whole lot more in San Diego. But I'm a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan and wanted to possibly cut down on gas. I like the aesthetic of the car. I like the innovation from the company. Okay, so here's what we do. If you get to your destination and your passenger doesn't wake up, okay, I wish I had it here with me, but I don't, is another small thing that you can invest in that really costs you no money is a super bright LED flashlight. Obviously, the first thing you're going to do, let's go through all the steps. Okay, here's what you do. So you get to your destination. Typically, I'm going to say, all right, we're here. Thanks so much. And they're out. and you look back and they're just out. You can probably tell because they went silent earlier, or if you're, looking in your rear view and you can see them. You say, okay, hey, we're here. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Nothing. Okay, well, turn on the interior lights if they're not already on already. And guys, I installed LEDs in my interior lights. It makes a huge difference. You can find them on Amazon, I think. Just search your make and model interior lights. And you can do it yourself. Super easy. Not expensive at all. And it gives you a really bright, clean white light versus the kind of cloudy, yellowed light that comes usually stock on your car. You just pop out the housing, put in the new LED kind of mini panel, and that's it. Plug and play, very easy. But I'll turn on the interior lights, again, which is like a nice, bright white light to try to get them up. Let's catch up with you guys real quick. Michael talking about Teslas. I'm waiting for a P100D. Should have that baby by the end of the year. Can't freaking wait. Guys, the P100D is the pretty much maxed out Tesla Model S that Michael's talking about here. That's what MKBHD. Now it's bothering me. I got to go check out his channel real quick. Let's go to my YouTube, my subscriptions. Where is Marquez? There he is. Yeah, tech YouTuber MKBHD. That's Marquez. Has a tech YouTube channel of 4.8 million. And he drives a P100D, which is the spec'd out Tesla Model S. He has some awesome videos. Okay, let's go back to you guys. John says, luckily I've only had guys with 12 packs, no open cups and cans. Yeah, talking about those open containers. Michael, just blast the music usually. Wakes them up, I guess. Nice with the LEDs, interior lights. Good tip. Yeah, it's if you guys want to do one investment that A, makes your car look a lot nicer, a nice clean white light. something that costs you probably less than $10, $10 or $15. If you want something that adds a little bit of a wow factor to your car, and again, makes it a little bit cleaner looking, and also gives you better visibility because of the lights are better quality, get some LEDs installed in your interior cabin. I think a lot of people may forget about their interior accessories, and those bright white lights really make a big, nice pop. Yeah, Michael, that's a good channel. I follow him also. Yeah, MKBHD has some awesome tech videos. Okay, so we said, hey, you can raise your voice pretty much. Hey, hey, we've arrived. Thank you so much. They don't answer, and then really shout at them. I'm not going to do it now because, RIP headphone users. Yeah, just like kind of yell a little bit louder. Hey, we're here. And then continually get a little bit louder. Don't go nuts, but have those interior lights on. Like Michael said, you can blast the music, but in my example, when I've had this happen, we were in a residential area, and it was like completely dark, quiet, not a lot of houses around, so I didn't want to blare the music per se. Hey, Dark Road over on Twitter just retweeted this live stream. Appreciate it. I see you up there, Dark Road, leaving some likes on the Twitter live stream. Appreciate it. That's awesome. John, do you haven't had anyone pass out yet? Yeah, if you guys do the bar rush, you may have someone that passes out. Hey, Dark Road, leaving some thumbs up on the Twitter live stream. You may. Yeah, it's not going to happen frequently. Again, over 2,100 rides, and other drivers who have done thousands of rides. It can happen. It's not going to be a lot. You're not going to see that a lot of the times. But okay, the LED flashlight. Here's step number 3 or 4. Ron, let's see all those. Yeah, Ron, all those who nodded off have gotten up when we're at the destination. Yeah, it's kind of interesting when you park. I've always found that fascinating. It's like maybe here, hold on, Twitter's battery's dying. There we go. I always found that fascinating is that maybe it's something subconscious that the body knows when they're home, based on whatever it is, the roads or something. But passengers do seem to always wake up when they get to their destination. And it's not like they wake up at red lights. They don't wake up at red lights per se, but they'll wake up at their destination sometimes. I thought that was really interesting, really kind of fascinating. So yeah, typically you'll see passengers that may wake up, but if they don't, if kind of raising your voice doesn't work, if turning on the interior lights doesn't work, get out that LED flashlight. Okay, you know where we're going with this. Yeah, flash that flashlight right in their face. The LED that I have has the little on-off button that allows you to turn it on and off really fast. So blink it, really quickly into their face, move it around. The biggest takeaway that we're saying right here is do not touch the passenger. Okay. The biggest takeaway about how to manage a passenger who has passed out is don't touch the passenger. Okay. With safety concerns, especially if it's a female passenger, you just want to do everything right and professional on your end. Excuse me. Yeah, don't touch the passenger, okay? Now, another argument can be made, well, hey, if I have anything to poke them with, like the Lyft mustache or whatever, I don't know. Should I do that? That is an absolute last resort. I would not do that either. Yeah, like Ron said, you can call the police. You can, and I've heard drivers that recommend that as well. I think that's feasible. If they absolutely will not wake up, that's not out of the realm of possibility. Because what the police are going to do is do what you probably shouldn't do, and they're probably going to try to wake up the passenger. I'm sure they have their own method to do that professionally. Epsom, is it Epsom salt? Smelling salt. Maybe they have some smelling salt. It's another tongue twister, guys. Smelling salt. But yeah, I believe I have had nurses in the car, and they've told me things that they try to do to wake someone up from like alcohol poisoning or something. They'll kind of sternly rub your sternum that bone right there in the center of your chest. They'll rub that sternum bone, which is very uncomfortable, to try to wake someone up. Or they'll have smelling salt. That's what they do in the ER, from I believe what she's told me. But I would not do anything other than yelling at a passenger, flicking the interior lights on, shining the LED in their face. You can't even, yeah, like Michael said, blast the music if you're comfortable doing so. Anything other than touching the passenger, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I don't advise for you to do that. Dark Road, hey, thanks for joining, Dark Road. Love the flashlight tip. Yeah, just something else, because obviously the LEDs from the ceiling are only so strong, and they're coming down vertically. But if you have a flashlight, at least you can get it directly in their face, and shine it directly in their face. Dano, only call police as a last resort. Never know how that might end up in today's day and age. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's kind of a pain for them to come out and to deal with, a drunk passenger. I get it though. I'm sure that at the end of the day, they would say that you did the right thing by calling versus trying to like shake a passenger or something. It is a sensitive subject, and I've listened to this carefully with other drivers, if you should call the police or not. I would say that's the last resort. If they won't wake up at all with nothing, even if you decide to poke them with an object, again, don't touch them, then what else? What other options do you have? Now I'm wondering if you should, call or drive to the nearest police station. It may be best to call, because then if a passenger does wake up and they're wondering where you're taking them, so I'm thinking that's probably the best option. If you do want to call, just stay put and call. Ron, is tasering them considered touching? Technically, you're not touching the passenger, right? No. No. Don't do anything like that. I know you're joking, though. Man. Yeah, Michael, I wouldn't touch the passengers. Just call the cops and be done with it. Yeah, again, same thing. I wouldn't touch the passenger. Even if you have the dash cam rolling, you never know. I mean, even the fringe examples, you always have to think about all examples, including the fringe examples. What if they have some kind of medical condition? You don't want to trigger some kind of medical condition or something. You never know, Yeah, Dark Road, very true about passenger contact. Yeah, and that seems to be the consensus and I've seen, several forums talk about this. Seems to be the consensus is no physical contact. Michael talking about the channel. He loves the channel, but feels like this intro. The intro seems like a cheap Windows 98 boot up screen. Which intro? I'm wondering about that though. What, the logoing with the intro music and the movement in the background? It should be a 4K intro. So if you're watching this on the 4K screen, the resolution should be 4K. And that song is a recent, what's the word? License free, whatever they call that. It's royalty free music or whatever that is. Yeah, that intro is 4K though. It should be good quality though. All comes down to branding, guys. We need to let viewers know that they're on the same channel that they've been watching, or they want to discover a new channel. Robert, that's what's on a weekday, 6 a.m., how to stop a couple from engaging in a certain something. But yes, like you say, most our crazy stories occurred at night. John says 6 a.m. Wow. Yeah, Robert's story. Hey, Robert, I saw you signed up for cargo. Really appreciate that. Robert signed up for cargo, and a lot of other drivers are as well. We're going to talk about this real quickly one more time. Guys, if you're new to cargo, this gives you a commission off of each sale made, and you offer these products to passengers, and some of these products are free. That is free. These awesome chocolate cookies are free. this candy is free. And you get a commission off of the free products and the products that you sell. And there's links below. Sign up for cargo. It's coming to a market near you. It's going to be huge. It already is huge. Michael, yeah, plus with your luck, watch you taser someone to find out they have epilepsy, then you're screwed. Yeah, it's always better to play it safe, guys. Robert was totally off guard with his passenger behavior. Yeah, that is I would always report any behavior that is like what Robert's talking about. Always report bad behavior, guys. And if you take Uber as a passenger, I would report the driver as well if they're doing anything illegal, if they're doing anything that is, endangering you, okay? Drugs, alcohol in the car, anything like that. I tell passengers don't be afraid to report the driver as well. Hey guys, we're going a little bit over today, but I want to give you guys maybe another 5 minutes or so, and we'll wrap it up here. It's a good subject, guys. All right, guys, so any other thoughts about what to do with a passenger who won't wake up? And yeah, going back to my story, we were in a rural neighborhood. Houses were spread out, very spread out. Big front yards, so the houses were set pretty far back. So it's just kind of me sitting there. And to put the cherry on top, guys, it was on a cul-de-sac. So it was a dead-end road. It was on a cul-de-sac. There was forest, front yards, there was grass everywhere, not a lot of houses, okay? So it was kind of like we were alone, okay? And I had a passenger in the back, a female passenger who passed out and wouldn't wake up, and I'm sitting, and once this happens, guys, you're going to be glad that you watched this live stream so you know what to do. Because now I had read forums about what to do, but yeah, when it happened, it's kind of not startling, but I just want to make sure they're okay. I was thinking about safety, for them. I want to make sure that they weren't, sick. They didn't have alcohol poisoning or something. I just wanted to make sure they could wake up. So I did all that. I turned the lights on. I think I did turn off the music a little bit too. And the flashlight worked, though. The flashlight is what did it. It finally woke her up. And it was funny. I'll never forget this. Is after the ride, she gets up and she gets out. And she's like, "Oh, thank you so much. My house is right over there." And she said, "I'm gonna make sure I get this right." Yeah, she said she's like, "Man, I love Uber." Because she passed out in the car, and I drove her right to her front door. Uber is amazing. And she was gone. She was gone. And she said, yeah, she gets up and she gets down. She's like, and she's stuttering and, slurring rather. She's like, "Man, I love Uber." And I thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I can get you home safely. I'm glad you woke up. Oh, that was a funny story. Ron, is cargo in Pittsburgh yet? No, not in Pittsburgh just yet. It's in Chicago, Boston, parts of Detroit, New York, and extending to the West Coast first, with other markets shortly to follow. Really, this is going to be happening in the next 4 or 5 months. So drivers are signing up everywhere in 49 states, and the wait list is growing. So if you haven't signed up already, do so, because in an email to drivers, Cargo said that they've experienced exceptional demand in markets that are already live, and they had to get thousands of more units from their suppliers to get them out to drivers, to show you the popularity of this. Because again, free product, free unit, commission is done, off of every product that is given away or sold. Tipping is included. You can tip in the Cargo website. Yeah, not yet in Pittsburgh though, but again, it's coming to most every market here by the end of the year. You guys are awesome. We're flying right now. Dark Road had a request last night, a 2.3x surge. Speaking of surge, guys, I have another funny story to tell you. And I told you 5 minutes. I know we have good dialogue right now. Dark Road had a request last night of 2.3 surge. When I got within a block of the pickup, the ride canceled. And then a second later, they re-requested and got a 1.2 surge. Ever to happen to you guys? Absolutely. And let's tell my story because it is related to that Dark Road. I picked up a group, a couple in the South Side last night on a 4.5x surge. 4.5x, a huge multiplier. But the girl especially was gone. Very, very intoxicated. So much so that I handed her one of my sick bags, and you'll see that in the driver store linked below. We talk about accessories to have as a driver. I handed her a sick bag because the swaying of her body language, the rapid and heavy breathing, the inconsistent breathing, the kind of audible moaning sounds or whatever, the struggled sounds, kind of all hinted that she may get sick. Okay, so what I do is like, hey, you okay? You're not going to get sick, are you? Don't get sick in this car. And then I allow a few seconds to pass, and they answer. And then I say, hey, take one of these if you need it, just in case. She didn't need it. She was more distraught over a fight, I believe, or something. But that was on a 4.5. And what happened was we drove down Carson Street, which is where the bars are, and they were going like 40 minutes away on a 4.5. That would have been over a $100 fare probably. But we needed to pick up another group. They're friends, okay? So we drive down Carson Street towards 17th Street, which is the center of the south side of the bars. Is the craziest area, the biggest traffic. It's crazy down there. So we pull off, and they're trying to find their friend. He says, oh, there he is. I see him. I'm calling him. He talks to him, and they're trying to coordinate where I am. I'm literally right next to the guy. He's behind us a little bit. And the girl says, like, he's not going to find, and she's gone. And she's, I'm just going to go find them. And she gets out of the car, and I'm sitting here like, okay, all right. She gets out of the car, almost falls down. I'm glad she didn't just face plant. And goes to get this friend. I think she was fighting with her boyfriend who was in the car as well. It was a great ride, guys. And then the guy can't coordinate with his buddy to get in my car, which is 10 feet away from him. Excuse me. So he gets out, and he goes to find the friend that is 10 feet behind us. The friend finally finds us, and he gets in the car with his girlfriend. But the initial couple is now gone. The friend that went to go look for this other couple is now gone. Where'd they go? Okay? Everyone was so drunk. They were so heavily intoxicated. This other couple gets in. I said, where's your buddies at? Where are your friends at? And they're, yeah, I was with that guy. That's Richie. He just got out. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, okay, well, where are they? And guess what happens? The ride gets canceled. The ride gets canceled. At that point, the one couple got out. The other couple got in. I'm with him, but where is he? And then out of nowhere, the ride gets canceled from the first guy. It was a mess, okay? So at that point, I'm sitting in, the South Side at the heart of demand at like 2 a.m. with this couple in my car who now don't have a ride. So I'm like, guys, and I was not very happy. A 4.5X that they just canceled, they were going over 40 minutes away. And additionally, they were all over the place, handling themselves. So I said, guys, someone just canceled this ride. Okay, someone just canceled this ride. You need to re-request a ride. I can't take you anywhere. And then the girl is saying, okay, someone's, whatever his name is, Dan. She's like, Dan, all right, he obviously needs to get a ride. We need to get out of the car. And I was like, guys, your buddy just canceled the ride. And he said, no, he's coming right back. I was like, guys, there's no ride right now. He canceled the ride. For whatever reason, he canceled your ride. So this, she's saying, Dan, come on, he wants us out of the car. He's like, that's not true. I said, guys, I need a ride right now. It's 2 a.m. I need to find a ride. So request a ride, or I'm going to have to ask you to get out. And again, he's like, oh, he'll be right back. So she gets out, and she's like, Dan, get out of the car. And finally, he gets out of the car. And at that point, I drive away. And from behind me, apparently, from what it seemed like, the first couple is now seeing me drive away and yell at my car, and try to get me to stop. And they say, hey, and they whistle at the car, but no. That was a very disorganized, messy ride with two couples who were so heavily intoxicated. One that seemed like she was going to get sick, and now it's not on a 4.5x. Okay. Now, we've talked on the channel is maybe you can do a fare adjustment. I could let them get back in the car and we could continue on that 40-minute ride. And after the ride, I could tell Uber and say, hey, this couple canceled this ride. It was on a 4.5x. Can you please adjust the fare? But I wasn't really trusting Uber at that time, okay? Because they can say, well, the passengers were like, well, we got out of the car, and maybe there was something where, the couple that got in wasn't their friends. They were trying to take the ride or something. It was a complete mess, as you can imagine. I just let them cancel, and I drove away and got another surge ride on Lyft. It wasn't a 4.5, but I got another ride on Lyft, which was a high prime time. Crazy ride, guys. Dark Road, hate those surge snipers. Yeah, it was a mess. Excuse me. Talking too much, guys. It was some ride. It was some ride. And for them to cancel, the first couple to cancel when they got out to apparently find their friend, I'm not sure what happened there. But remember, Uber still pays you. So they still paid for that ride. It was an $11 ride for about 5 minutes and 4 blocks. Okay. But it would have been huge if we continued the ride. But they were way too drunk that I was completely okay driving away from that 4.5 because it could have been a really crazy ride. Michael, I wish Station Square was more active like back in the days with the clubs and restaurants. Now it's just a sad parking lot. Yeah, Station Square, which is somewhat adjacent to the south side here in Pittsburgh, definitely has changed a lot. All Things Cleveland, hey, thanks for joining. I had a guy fall asleep with his head against my back seat, snoring so loud he was vibrating my seat. And I had a girl pass out and laid across the whole seat. But in both cases, their friends got them. Yeah, All Things Cleveland, anyone watching, if someone passes out, if they lay down in the back seat, I let it go as long as they're sleeping. Ideally, they should be buckled in, but if they do manage to still lay down, or at least slouch down, I think is what normally happens. Hey, Philip, I do see your comment up there. Thanks for commenting. Should you let passengers sit in the front seat or ask them to sit in the back? Anywhere. I know this has been debated, but they are paying for a seat in your car, and technically they should be allowed to sit wherever they want. If it is the front seat, if it's in the back seat, they should be able to choose. But I know some drivers, prefer, if they sit in the back and the front. But technically on these systems, they should be able to pick whatever seat. Ron, at least you got the minimum. Yeah, I got $11. It was surging. And again, for like 4 blocks, 5 minutes, whatever. I honestly just wanted to get away from those couples. If they knew each other, if they didn't, the one girl was so drunk, it was a mess. Yeah, and to manage that for 40 minutes too, is on a 4.5x, I'll put up with a lot on a 4.5x. I'm pretty patient. But to manage that couple, that first couple on the 4.5, for 40 minutes, that's a long ride to manage that couple for 40 minutes. And there's a lot that can kind of build up anxiety on a ride if you're trying to manage someone to not get sick. Michael, when you move to Cali, are you doing Lyft Taco mode? Well, Lyft Taco mode is currently in Orange County, California. It's not in San Diego, from what I understand. But I don't think I'll be doing taco mode. Yeah, Ron says, imagine 40 minutes of that. Yeah, and the thing is someone can say they're not going to get sick. That's why I hand them the bag anyway, because they can say that, and it may just be a pride thing. It may just come out of nowhere. They could be fine when you're just idling. You know, yeah, I won't get sick. But once you start driving, or once you get up to speed on the freeway, things can change. So, yeah, I just take the route to give them something just in case. Hey, guys, I need to get going soon here, guys. You guys are awesome. We still have 18 people on here. Any other crazy things you want to talk about, though? I'll leave it open for maybe any other crazy things here. Steve, in San Diego, they have Uber ice cream drivers. Yeah, guys, they have Uber ice cream here a few times as a promotion where they will have drivers that deliver ice cream via Uber in the summertime. It's pretty tasty. Now, I haven't gotten it. It seems to be a lot of those promos, Uber puppies, Uber ice cream, is kind of more of a PR thing. Conveniently, the people that get those deliveries are, broadcast stations, major businesses, not regular passengers. Dark Road, thanks, Mike. You're the best. Really appreciate that. That's awesome, guys. Appreciate that. One last call, guys. If you enjoy the live stream, if you're still hanging on, if you haven't done so already, can you please leave a like on the live stream? I really appreciate that. So I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. 20 people. Oh, my gosh. You guys are awesome. Hey, a few more announcements in case you missed it, guys. We announced the winner of the 500 subscriber giveaway. I am partnering with Vantrue to give you a Vantrue N2 Pro 1080p dual camera dash cam for our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. That is a $200 dash cam that we're giving away. And I'm excited to partner with Vantrue. We're going to give that away to one of you guys. The contest is not open yet. We're probably going to be opening up in the coming weeks. I want to make sure I get the unit first and everything's situated. We're going to be doing a review video of the N2 Pro, putting it head-to-head with the Falcon F360 as well. Michael, I remember when I first started, I dropped off this girl at her home and waited for her to get inside so I knew she was safe. She reported me for stalking her. Oh man, you can never win, right? I dropped off a single female passenger last night who was going into her apartment complex, and I don't think it was a case of that, but I'm just going to bring up this example that you may have passengers that do this. Uber does let passengers choose intersections as drop-offs, I believe, or something like that, to add some anonymity for drop-offs so drivers don't know exactly where they live. But her apartment building was through the intersection, and it sat at the corner. If we're looking at the intersection, the front left corner of the intersection. And I asked her, I was like, okay, is it best if I go through the intersection, or do you want to make this left here? I can drop you off there. And she's like, oh, right here, the Sunoco gas station's good, which was, we're approaching the intersection. It was on our right. So I did that. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right there, right? And she's like, oh, yeah. So I put her as close to the road as possible at the crosswalk and dropped her off there. But yeah, like Michael's saying, he had a passenger report him for stalking. I mean, it's a good strategy, though. I've had passengers where they would probably feel more comfortable to make sure that someone knows they got inside safely, Dano, have you guys been a passenger and smelled cigarette smoke? Happened to me a few times, and I pointed out that passengers do report them for that. That when drivers smell like cigarettes, yeah, I have heard that. Drivers can get lower ratings for cars or themselves smelling like cigarettes. I have heard that. Ron had a huge man last night in my front seat. His head was halfway out my sunroof, north side to Troy Hill. Guys, I drive a Dodge Caliber, a 2010 Dodge Caliber. Guys, we have 23 people in this live stream. You guys are awesome. I drive a Dodge Caliber, which is not a large car. Okay, I'm 5'9", about 201. You know, I'm not 6'4", but I've had some 6'4", like 250 guys get in the car, and it's, I mean, try to squeeze in the Dodge Caliber. Hey, but then again, we do have Uber XL, so if you do need a little bit more space, you can always get an XL. But I can imagine, yeah, if you have a smaller car, trying to fit in, larger passengers, like a bigger guy. All things Cleveland, I've also had drunks get in, arguing with each other and confused about where they're actually going, so I just go to where the map says. Yeah, and it's always smart to confirm the destination when they get in. Hey guys, how's your night going so far? Hey, just want to verify, are we going to 356 ABC Street? Always confirm. And interrupt their conversation. Doesn't matter. Interrupt their argument. Do it. Because you need to confirm the destination. Because, again, probably over a year ago, I had someone enter, a street name, whatever, 123 Red Street. And I told him that, but it was the wrong 123 Red Street. Okay, apparently there's one in our, Etna area or whatever it was. And there was one somewhere else and it was the wrong location. So what I always do now is I show them my phone. I say, okay, look, are we going to 123 Red Street in Etna? Or are we going to 356, Red Street in Shadyside? Is that where you guys are at? So if it's a friend, maybe they don't know the exact address. Well, if it's a hotel especially. If it's a hotel, they're not going to really know the address of the hotel. Okay, they probably didn't memorize the address, but they know that they stayed in the DoubleTree in Green Tree. Oh, hey guys, we're going to the Green Tree in, We're going to the DoubleTree in Green Tree, right? And you can point to the map. So they're probably going to remember, oh yeah, that's where, it's over south of the city, it's up in that area in Green Tree. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's it. So always confirm. Timothy, oh sweet, I haven't seen that yet. I'm not sure what that's referring to. All right, guys, you know what? We're closing in on 2 hours here, so I think we're going to wrap it up at the 2-hour point here. Really, really appreciate you guys watching this live stream. We have 23 people, which is insane. Look for that new giveaway for the Vantrue N2 Pro dash cam. We're doing a lot of big things on the channel here, and we're adding so many new subscribers to the channel, which is awesome, guys. Yeah, Michael, there's also 2 different waterfront addresses. Yeah, it always helps to confirm because, at the time, I would just assume that's the right street, right? 125 Red Street. I'm like, okay, yeah, they put the address in, so that's got to be it. But keep that in mind, too. There may be 2 different roads with the same name. So also highlight the area. Yeah, you're in that's in Etna, right? 123 Red Street in Etna. 123 Red Street in downtown. Hey Timothy, great stream. I always love your videos and streams. Thank you very much. Great information. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys. What we try to do is provide you non-stop content on these the videos and the live stream. If you're watching any of the live streams, if you're watching on the rebroadcast, you should be able to click on any live stream, click anywhere in any video, and that point should be value added. Okay, it's customer service, it's mastering Uber and Lyft's platform, it is strategy for maximizing profits, problem resolution, new programs like cargo. You should be able to click on any point in that video and get value from it. And I encourage you to do so. Check through those live streams. We have live stream playlists. You can go through that playlist and find a subject that you want to learn more about and click through that. There's a lot of good things there. And feel free to post a question. If you're watching in the rebroadcast, leave a comment. I respond to like every single comment, so feel free. All things Cleveland. Yeah, I've done the same thing in the situation. Show them what the app says and let them argue with that. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's easier visually to see it. You can see on the map. Michael, that's why I like my big nav screen in my car. LOL gives packs drop-off time and traffic updates. Plus, it looks cool on the 17-inch screen. I was gonna say you got that big 17-inch nav screen on the Model S there. They got a what 12-inch? I think 12-inch screen on the Model 3, 12 or 15-inch. Really neat car. Absolutely minimal interior. All right, guys, we're heading out. I think we're heading out. You guys are awesome. Every Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do this again, live streams every single Saturday. And wow. Next Saturday, we're going to be coming to you live from San Diego. Yeah. All things considered, if we miss that live stream, I apologize. There's a lot of things going on with the move, but I'm going to try to still live stream. There may be a time adjustment. Look for that, okay? Because of the time difference. Yeah, next week, though, we'll be in San Diego, so we should be coming to you live from San Diego, California. Again, follow on Twitter if you haven't done so already. I can post some announcements there. And you'll also get notification on your phone when I schedule that live stream. So if you haven't done so already, hit that bell notification so you know when I go live and when I post videos. Michael, I'm heading out. Oh, then hitting the gym. I'm out to drive, then hitting the gym. I might see you there. I'm headed to the gym soon after this anyway, as well. Timothy, take care and be safe. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Yeah, that is it. Your driver, Mike, here. I do appreciate you watching. As always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Thanks.